Oh, hey, didn't see you there. It's pie time. Pie. Cast. Is. Really fantastic because it covers a lot of vital world issues and there is only one good for mankind and I believe... The end.
Hello and welcome to Piecast, the official online Net Generation Magazine's podcast every week, live from Laura's room at Bath University. It's with me, Editor-in-Chief, Founder, Managing Director, Love Doctor, Producer, Comedian Ben Franks.
And me, General Lout, Jack Trickey.
Well, welcome to week 3. What's been going on this week, Jack?
Wow, not much really. Same as every week.
Yeah, we're
student life's
properly
amazing.
making the most out of university.
Yeah. I mean, it's mid-November now and it's starting to get cold and it's wet outside. As you know, if you're able to listen to this and you're not actually drowning underwater in Sussex or wherever people are flooding everywhere, then that's bad.
We're drowning. Yeah. And for all those lovely doctors and concerned ladies out there, my cough has gone.
Yeah, because last week Ben was dying.
I was dying.
Live, yeah.
And now I'm fine. So that will please some of you, but not others.
Yeah.
So, last week I wrote a story for my creative writing.
I think, and we were talking about the difficulties of writing children's fiction, and I actually gave up because I was fed up of trying to entertain an audience that I didn't really want to entertain. So, sorry, kids.
I didn't do too great either because I'm not much of a kid's writer.
No, but I think you did do. I think you did do.
There's a lot of adult words in it.
Yeah, there are big words in it, but this is pre-workshopped material here that you're getting a taste of live. Well, not live, recorded.
But gone out live on Wednesday in the sense of the word. But here we go. It's called Peter's Fall in Love 2, and it's a short story by yours truly, Benjamin Franks.
Right.
So here we go. I'm going to read it in my normal voice because there's a slight feeling we sound like we take the piss. I just want to show everyone out there we don't take the piss.
Yeah, we take this very, very seriously.
And we would definitely like all your work to actually be sent in.
Yeah, because last week when I was laughing at Ben's work, that was shit,
Yeah, he wasn't really laughing. He was laughing in admiration, actually. Yeah.
I was laughing at how ridiculously above the norm that work truly was.
Yeah, I know. My poetry is just something out of the ordinary. And you have to laugh, even though it's very serious.
It's like William's Wordsworth, just give up. You're lucky you're dead because you'd have a heart attack if you read Ben Frank's poetry.
Yeah, it's that good. Anyway, children's stories. This is called Peter's Fall in Love 2.
That's not a sequel, by the way. That's 2.
No, this is 2 as in 00.
Yeah.
Right. And here we go. Peter's Fall in Love 2. Everybody knows a boy doesn't fall in love with girls. Nuh-uh, no sorry. Girls are weird. Peter knew this too. Peter knew you were only ever meant to play with the girls in the playground when everyone was playing kiss chase. Then and only then you had to kiss the girls. After all, winning came first. On the day before the geography field trip, everyone was playing kiss chase in the playground. The ground was wet from the winter's melted snow, and the boys were flying about everywhere after the squealing, squirming girls. One poor lad ended up face first into podgy Miss Penelope's plump belly. He sure got a telling. Peter, on the other hand, wasn't as energetic as the other boys. He ran but puffed and then ran again. He was determined, at least. That was until, after just 5 minutes, he ended up wheezing, leaning against a brick wall on the far corner of the playground. When he finally caught his breath again, he decided the game wasn't for him. Peter didn't like girls anyway. He was about to turn and leave when Lucy pelted around the corner and thudded straight into him. They both recoiled onto the ground. Ow! Peter groaned, rubbing his head where Lucy had just collided with him. They got up, and Lucy stared at him for a while, silent. She looked expectant, but Peter was simply bewildered. He stood awkwardly. Well then? Lucy asked. What? Peter replied. Well, aren't you going to kiss me? She said. You caught me. Peter was hesitant. He'd never kissed a girl before, but he had seen plenty of James Bond films. He imitated Bond's pursing of the lips. He puffed his cheeks slightly and pushed his face forward. A thick red blush came over him. She pecked him on his ballooned-up cheek and ran away. Peter, however, stood with his lips pursed and his cheeks puffed, as red as a tomato, for some time. The bell rang for maths. Peter exhaled. Peter sat next to his friend Ray on the coach. He didn't quite know what the field trip was about, and he didn't much care for it, but Ray was very excited. He'd annoyed podgy Miss Penelope once already by screaming when the coach pulled up. What's so exciting about going to see some rocks? Peter asked. I want to go to space. Now that would be a field trip. Ray laughed. I don't know, but they made a film about it. It must be good. A film out of rocks? Peter asked. Yeah, Dad was telling me. They've made 4 of them too. Rocky 1, 2, 3 and 4. Dad says I can't watch them because they're for adults. I didn't let on we were going to see rocks today. I prefer E.T., Peter said and leant back in his seat. He sent a text to his mum to say he was safely on the coach. If he didn't, podgy Miss Penelope would get annoyed from one of his mum's phone calls. At the front of the coach, Peter caught a glimpse of Lucy. She was a year older than him and had golden locks. In the winter light, she looked pretty. Her eyes searched around the coach and a sweet smile drew across her lips. Peter watched her. He didn't know why. Perhaps it was simply because she was his first kiss. He even thought he could still feel the rosy stick of it on his cheek, despite having rubbed at it with his palm in a chime of ooze. What you looking at? Ray suddenly asked. Oh, nothing. Yeah, you were, Peter. What was it? What were you looking at? Ray asked again. It's nothing, Peter said. He wanted to jump off the coach then and there and find some kind of space field trip. Ray was annoyingly excited and Lucy was a girl. Podgy Miss Penelope stood up at the front of the coach before Ray could get any further. She well and truly walled off the aisle. Right, boys and girls, we have arrived. Remember the rules. Stick with me, please. If you get lost, come back to the coach. As Peter followed everyone off the coach, he found himself drawn towards Lucy. He didn't take any notice of where he was going and stumbled over Hannah, who was half out of the aisle, her bum high in the air as she tried recovering some spent chewing gum from under her chair. Her face shot round in fury. Oi, you little fool, what you doing? Be patient. She bent back down, purposely pushing out her bum and obstructing the way. Peter had lost sight of Lucy when he looked out the window to see where the others had gathered. They circled podgy Miss Penelope like baby pigs. Hannah, budge in, said a girl's voice on the other side of Hannah's bottom. Hannah did as she was told. Revealed behind her was Lucy. Her hair fell to her shoulders and her eyes stared into Peter's. She looked expectant again. Peter felt awkward once more. Tomato face, though. Lucy simply smiled. Come on, she said. Her hand was outstretched. Peter took it. Ray was shocked. Lucy took Peter off the coach out the door and ran towards a rocky ruin of earth some metres away from podgy Miss Penelope and her pigs. Ray was left behind with Hannah. Lucy took him behind a rock on a patch of grass that looked across a silver sandy bay, licked by the bluest sea you ever saw. Peter had never seen anything quite like it. It was almost as wonderful as space. My parents used to take me here, she said, and then paused. Peter was silent. He sat next to her, his hand in hers. Her palm's warmth was noticeable in the breeze. So your name's Peter? Yeah, Peter said. He turned his eyes to her, away from the silver bay for the first time. He saw she was looking straight at him. His eyes flicked back quickly. You're Lucy. That's right. I'm Lucy. I knew you knew me. I don't like you. Peter was surprised. He didn't know why she'd stolen him from podgy Miss Penelope and his pigs. Part of him longed for Ray. Part of him wished he could never leave the moment. You don't? No, she said, still staring at him. Why not? Peter asked. He watched the sea lap at the rocks. You caught me and didn't kiss me. You made me do it. She folded her arms and her eyes turned to the sky. Its watery light blue wisped at the clouds. The warmth of her palm was gone now. I'm sorry, Peter said. I don't like girls. Lucy laughed, and she rolled over towards him. Her face searchingly moved below his until he made eye contact. What? Peter said. Boys don't like girls. You're all made of snips and snails and puppy dog tails. We're too sugar and spice and all things nice for boys. Hey, Peter protested. That's not true. We're nice too. Girls are just weird. That's why boys don't like girls. But Peter's like Lucy's, Lucy smiled, taking his hand again. Lucy puffed out her cheeks and pursed her lips, her face hanging below his. She went red when Peter did nothing. She was still a moment and then pulled back. Her wonderful eyes went wet. She turned towards the sea. Peter held her hand tighter and she looked back at him. He laughed. That's not how you kiss, Lucy, Peter said. You do it like James Bond. Peter kissed her, cheeks deflated and lips slightly parted. Podgy Miss Penelope squealed out their names. Among her yelling came the words, Your mother's called. Peter looked at his phone. No signal. He watched the sea lap at the rocks. He wondered if his dad would let him see Rocky 1, 2, 3 or 4. And he wondered if Lucy might want to see them too.
Oh!